Hello, my dear students. Welcome everyone to a new episode of Science. Today we will talk about soil. So let's start. What is soil? If you watched the same rock over many years, the same rock in the same place, you would see that as time passed, the rock weathered. Microscopic organisms would grow among the bits of rock. Bits of rock means the cracks between the rocks. Some of these organisms would break down this rock into chemicals that could nourish and feed the plants. So the microorganisms that can grow or that would grow among the bits of rock, it can break down the rocks into chemicals. These chemicals will nourish or feed the plants. As the rock weathers, grasses would grow, followed by bushes and trees. Since there are plants, so animals would come and eat the plants, and the other animals would feed on the animals that feed on the plants. Yes, for sure. When animals and the plants die, their bodies they come back, their bodies are returned to the soil. So their bodies add organic nutrients back to the soil. Organic means having to do with or coming from living things. So the term organic, it means that these substances, it have to do with living things or it comes from living things. So what is soil? What is the definition of soil? As you can see here, soil is a mixture of bits of rock and bits of once living parts of plants and animals. Soil is a mixture of bits of rocks, parts of rocks, and also parts of once living parts of plants and animals. This is the organic matter. Soil covers most of Earth's land masses. The soil covers most of Earth's land masses. Without soil, actually, plants and animals would not be able to live on land. Soil covers the ground in rainforests, grasslands, and deserts. Can you imagine this? Soil covers the ground in the rainforests, also grasslands and deserts. The soils in these places look different, but they all started from rocks. Yes, the soil in the rainforest, the grassland, and desert, they are different, but they all started from rocks. As rocks weather, the soil forms in layers. If you dig a hole in the ground, you will see the layers as you dig deeper. And here are the three pictures of the different soils, or the soil in deserts to your left-hand side, the soil in grasslands, this is in the middle, and the soil in forests, this is to your right-hand side. So what about the soil layers? They are called soil horizons. Each layer of soil is called a soil horizon. In some places, the layers of soil might look like this picture right here. We have 3 or 4 soil horizons or soil layers. So let's start by the first one from top. This is called the A horizon or topsoil. The A horizon, which holds the most nutrients, so the A horizon, this is the layer of the soil that holds the most nutrients. It contains humus. So what is humus? Humus is the part of the soil that is made of decayed organic material. This is humus, decayed organic material. We said the term organic means it has to do with or coming from living things. So again, what is humus? Humus is the part of the soil that is made of decayed organic material. Decayed organic materials are the remains of dead plants and animals that are decayed by microscopic organisms. You remember the decomposers? Yes, this is their job. Humus contains nutrients that feed plants. Humus also soak up. Soak up means it absorbs and holds water more easily than bits of rock. So this is better for the plants. The soil in this horizon is called topsoil because this is the upper layer of soil. Most plant roots grow in this soil. The roots absorb nutrients and water from humus in a soil or topsoil. Then the second layer, as we go deeper, this is called B horizon. B horizon or subsoil. The B horizon is called subsoil. You will find less humus in the subsoil. Yes, and lots of fine particles of rock, such as the particles that make up clay. You will find less humus in the subsoil and lots of fine particles of rocks. Fine means very small particles of rocks, such as the particles that make up clay. Then the layer after this one, as we go deeper, this is sea horizon, which are weathered rock. Then next is the sea horizon, which is made mostly of larger pieces of weathered rock. These soil horizons, the A horizon, the topsoil, and B horizon, the subsoil, and the sea horizon, weathered rock, they all rest on solid, unweathered bed rock. Different areas have different depth of soil horizons. Yes, for sure, some areas may not have one of these soil horizons, so they differ from one place to another. But how is soil used? Soil in different places have different properties. Each type of soil supports different plant and animal life. Yes, for sure. Most of the United States is covered by three types of soil, which are forest soil, desert soil, and grassland and prairie soil. So let's study each one of them. So number one, the forest soil. The soil in a forest has a thin layer of topsoil with little humus. The forest soil, the soil in a forest has a thin layer of topsoil with little humus. Frequent heavy rainfall carries the minerals deep into the ground. So the rainfall, it takes the minerals from the surface, from the topsoil, deep into the ground. So the plants with shallow roots cannot reach these minerals. So the crops with shallow roots do not grow well in the forest soil. Most of the forest soil in the United States is in the eastern third of the country. This is the eastern side of the United States. Then the second soil, which is desert soil. Desert soil. The desert soil is sandy. Yes, it is made mostly of sand and it does not hold much humus. Desert soil is sandy and it does not hold much humus. Plants have special adaptations to grow in desert, like cactus, for example, because desert areas have or receive little rain. However, desert soil is rich in minerals. The minerals are not washed away by the rain because there is not much rain there. Animals can sometimes be raised in areas with desert soil. Also crops. Crops can only be grown in desert soil if water for the plants is piped to the area. If there is a water supply for the crops that will be grown in the desert soil, yes, they will live. Then let's move to the third type of soil in the United States, which is grassland and prairie soil. The grassland and prairies, these are the huge pieces of land that are covered in small plants like grasses and so on. So the grassland and prairies of the United States, they are found between the Rocky Mountains and the eastern forests. Crops such as corn, wheat, and rye can grow on land from Texas to North Dakota. The soil in the grassland and prairie, it is rich in humus, which provides nutrients for the crops. The humus holds water, so minerals are not washed deep into the ground like the forest soil. Animals eat the grasses that grow naturally in this soil. And in this map here, you can see the distribution of the three types of soil in the United States. So this is the eastern third, which is the forest soil, and some of the western side, and the yellow color, this is for the desert soil. The light green, this is for the grassland and prairie soil. But how is soil used? Let's continue this part. Soil is a resource that can be used up, wasted, or even spoiled. Soil can be eroded by flowing water and also can be eroded by wind. The plant roots, this is a benefit. The plant roots hold the soil in place. If plants are removed, more soil may be eroded. So in this case, planting is better for the soil to prevent erosion. This may change the type of plants that can grow in an area or make it difficult for any plants to grow if the soil is weathered or eroded. Nutrients in the soil are naturally removed by the plants when they absorb it because the plants use the nutrients to grow and build their body parts. The nutrients are normally replaced when the plants die, fall to the ground, and decay. So this is like a cycle. What happens when a farmer completely removes a crop from the land? So in this case, there are no plants left behind to die and decay. So the nutrients will not be replaced or recycled back to the soil. The land becomes less able to support the growth of new crops. Then what is pollution? Pollution is the addition of harmful materials to soil, air, or water. So the addition of any harmful material to soil, air, or water is called pollution. Soil, but we are talking about soil. How can soil be polluted? Soil can be polluted by chemicals placed in the ground, can also be polluted by chemicals used to kill insects and weeds. When people dump garbage on the ground, the garbage can also pollute the soil. So how can we protect the soil? How is soil conserved? This is very important. Conservation, it means the preservation or protection of natural resources, including soil. So what is the term conservation? Conservation is the preservation or protection of natural resources. These natural resources, including soil. So let's see how can or what are the methods of conserving soil. The first one, fertilization. Fertilization, like this one right here. Fertilizers, these are substances that contain one or more nutrients, can be added to soil to replace nutrients used by the previous crops. Also, crop rotation. Farmers can plant different crops on the same land, on the same piece of land in different years. Why? The farmers can choose the crops that add the nutrients that have been removed by other crops. So this is like adding the nutrients back to the soil. Also, there is strip farming. As you can see, strip farming means they are like strips, like lines, alternative lines. Plant roots help prevent the soil from being washed or blown away. So for this reason, the farmers may plant grasses. You can see the dark lines. This is not empty parts. These are grasses between rows of other crops to prevent the soil from being washed or blown away. Also the contour plowing. Contour plowing, as you can see, the rainwater that flows swiftly down hills and can carry away the rich topsoil. So farmers can slow the speed of the water flowing down the hill by the contour plowing, by making the ground like this zigzags or these lines. Instead of plowing up and down the slope of the hill, the farmers plow furrows across the slope to slow down the water coming down a hill. Also, we have terracing. As you can see, these are like the stairs, the steps of stairs, but these are much larger. Terraces are flat shelves that are cut into a hillside. Crops are planted along each terrace. So why it looks like this? This also slows the speed of water. If there is some water that moving down the hill from up, so it will take much longer time and its speed will decrease as it goes down. This also slows the speed of water flowing down a slope. Then we have windbreaks. Windbreaks, as you can see here, this piece of land, and there are some trees that are planting on the borders or the sides of the farm. Farmers plant tall trees along the edges of farmland to slow the speed of the wind across the ground. Slowing the speed where there are trees, The wind is less likely to blow away the topsoil. Also, laws. Governments may pass laws to stop the pollution of soil. The individual efforts. You can also avoid polluting soil with trash and help clean up the land that has already been polluted. Also, education. You can help inform people of the value of soil and how to conserve it, how to protect it. Hope you understood this session. See you in the next one. Thank you guys and goodbye.